What is up, guys? That song was Unified on the song album Demons. Thanks for the early question. How's everyone doing today? And welcome to the second part of Let's Talk Metal. Hope everyone's doing okay out there and having a good old quarantine. I got Morgan on again today. Let's go say hi. There he is, and he's floating today in a TV. Check out. I mean, if that isn't the coolest thing you've ever seen, I'm going to make you bigger because I want to see more of you. How you doing, Morgan? Are you good?
I'm good, man. Yeah. Busy day. Had a busy day today. Feeling good. Feeling fine. Playing
This is metal. Your second stream of the day. He had a Shred Bros earlier on today. We're gonna show you. They released a collab video, so we're gonna delve into that in a bit. We're also gonna talk about our first headline tour in North America in Canada, which is Morgan's sort of homecoming with the band. So that was definitely an adventurous tour. It's probably going to take 2, maybe 3 episodes to get through it because we don't want to. We try to keep these to about an hour and a half, 2 hours max. So, but yeah, we're going to review some songs as well. I think I'll get into that, and then I'll do a quick song, and then we'll have a little chat or something. So, I've got Embodiment, a band from the southwest of the UK. They just released their album a few weeks back. So, let's check it out and then have a talk about it. Nice at the gatesy sort of Gothenburg-y feel to start. Obviously, I love that. Cool video already. It's a bit different to the normal just bands playing. So we can appreciate that. Appreciate the effort. It's pretty grim. That bass has got some twang to it. It's definitely progressed from Gothenburg sounding. Tech deathcore feels to it. Interesting video, that's why I'm not really talking. I'm quite into the visuals. Classic bedroom Marshall cab. Oh, that's not nice. I don't like injections and drips. Makes me feel queasy. Definitely a strong girl. I mean, if you hear a shred solo, you have to do whatever you can to see it. Reminds me of a band. I'm trying to think what band it is. Definitely dressed well. I like it. Zombie claws. turn. Epic solo into sort of technical deathcore. With a tear in my eye, baby. Thank you for the follow. Cool. Well, yeah, so that was cool. Pretty grooving death metal. It's like there was no compromises there. There was not really much melody about it, but I mean they definitely have a nice production and nice sound going on. Good vocal sound.
I like the production a lot, yeah.
Yeah, the production's really cool.
The guitars were pretty like, they had like that nice like jaunty kind of
chug.
range.
Yeah. Solos were nice as well. It was like quite epic, sort of. Reminded me of Flesh God a bit actually. Like with the tonality of that one at least was quite like grandiose. Yeah, a really cool band.
I like the lead, that like tapping line that was quite melodic, had a nice kind of turn, and then it was like over that really heavy riff. Like I think it's nice when bands can mix like really melodic stuff with really heavy stuff.
Yeah, I wonder how they do that with one guitar player. Incredible. He must have two guitars. But no, I mean, they're great guys as well. I played a gig with them quite a while back, I'm pretty sure, and they were at the Flesh God gig in Bristol and said hi to me there, and they were telling me about the album, so finally got round to having I checked it out before, but yeah, didn't really watch the video too in depth because I wanted to save it for this. But I thought the video was decent as well. It's always a bit ambitious to do something other than just have the bands playing, so, and their commitment to it and stuff was pretty cool. Well, my hair's all like caught behind my, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, I'll give that as a single 8 out of 10. And if you want to go check out more from these guys, this is their album cover of their album they just released, Palingenesis, I guess is how you would pronounce it. Probably wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, go check them out. Their whole album's out already. Came highly recommended, and it's getting some good acclaim, so definitely one to check out. Alrighty.
Dude, on that topic of the doing like the lead line and then the rhythm under, I have seen bands like Veil of Maya, they'll use like a looper live.
Yeah, that's true.
Do the lead line first.
Yeah,
I don't really think it would work.
If the guy's watching,
but
he's probably like, "Motherfucker, I do use a looper, and it's really hard." And they're just downplaying. No, in all seriousness, like you can't. You have guitar layers on albums, and we don't play like all the guitar layers. Sometimes if there's like free harmonies on the guitar,
mainly, yeah. We avoided that quite a lot in Reanimation.
Yeah, we try. Yeah, we've always tried to be able to just put it off live, but that's irrelevant, really.
Just stick it on the synth track.
Yeah, exactly. Just say it's a MIDI guitar. But it's the song's good. The band, they've been grinding for quite a few years now, so go give them a listen, guys. Before we get into Torture, I think just so I don't have to break it up, I might just play my song. I'm gonna play a Bloodshot song for you guys, and then maybe after that we'll listen to Morgan's new single as well. I think I want to play before I play that. After watching that a few times, I'm just like, yeah. So it's got some pretty sick stuff in it, guys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to showing you all that in a minute as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna quickly play you guys a little track. So see you in a second, Morgan.
Bloodshot Dawn. Bloodshot Dawn.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's get this going. I'm gonna play Smoke and Mirrors for you guys from Demons. Alright guys, that was Smoke and Mirrors on the album Demons. You can go check it out here if you fancy buying some merchandise.
Merchandise!
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 That's a little in joke that we do at festivals if we want to be obnoxious. But yeah, I'm going to make you stare at this screen for no longer. All right, how did that sound, Morgan? I'm sure you were watching. Was it okay or?
Well, I was listening through Discord, so I only heard your guitar.
Well, that's okay. You don't want to look anyway. But yeah, no.
No, I watched, and it sounded great. It sounded really good.
Cool. Let me know in the comments if I've got it right yet, because it's not easy, guys. We've been trying to get it right. We're getting there. We hope you guys are enjoying the streams that we're doing. And that leads me nicely to the next segment. So, Morgan has his own stream with our good friend Yo, the Shred Bros. And yeah, so they've been doing. Well, Morgan, you can explain what your kind of concept is. What you guys do, except for all the
concept is
on top of the tomfoolery.
Our concept is to turn on the stream, hope that it works, and then talk about guitars.
Yeah, I mean, you basically delve into technique and, messing around, jamming and talking about.
Yeah, it's been evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but
no,
in the beginning we were kind of like, oh, let's just play some, backing tracks or whatever, and people ask questions, and then we talked about technique stuff, and now for the last couple episodes we've been having guests, which it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, it gives a bit of variety.
Yeah, we get to show, we show off a little bit of their music. We ask them all the questions, because I think, I was thinking about it earlier, and I just think, also for me with this live stream stuff, I haven't been somebody who speaks a lot on video, realistically.
Yeah, of course. So
as compared to how much content.
Yeah,
how much content we're always putting out, in terms of our music and.
Well, it's It's completely different, playing live like this and talking in front of the camera to. Do you know what I mean? Because we can just put a face on and cut if we have to and redo it when we're filming like that. So it is a completely different world, isn't it? In reality.
And I was just thinking about how having a couple guests on already, it's the same for them. A lot of these guys don't have a voice really, other than their art, which is obviously more important, I think, still. But it's nice to get some insight into people's process.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Giving people a platform as well, to play their music. That's one reason why I do these reviews, is to give bands just an extra bit of opportunity, because every little helps in reality.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I actually have no idea really how many people are seeing what we do. We get a lot of people are liking the stuff. Some people are watching it and then writing me messages a week later and be like, I've been watching all your streams, and I'm just like, I have no idea that anyone's watching this shit.
I mean, it's hard to know. I mean, unless people are chatting, and then that's the only time you really see. But right now, I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's hard to focus on even running the whole stream, let alone having to check on chat and talk and
it's getting easier.
Keep people engaged. Yeah, it is definitely getting easier. It's fun though. It is definitely a fun experience. Can be stressful, but
for sure.
I mean, I'm
enjoying
it.
It's been really great.
Yeah,
same, man. And I think obviously the whole thing came from wanting to do something musical together with Yo, because I've been buddies with him for a while, and you as well. And I'm just glad, so with this song, we have something where we actually get to put something out that people can appreciate
exactly
as well.
Yeah, let's get into that, and then we can talk about the process of you recording that. Does the song have a name, or is it just Shred Collab 1?
Shred Collab. I think I called it International because I was we were literally starting the stream and I was uploading it while the stream was starting, and I was like, International, and then I sent it off like that.
So it's always good to be prepared. So yeah.
You heard it here first.
So Super Shred International. is what we're gonna call it.
Invitational?
Invitational.
Invitational. Yeah. Sounds like it's either
sounds like a tournament, like a shred tournament.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. It's either like
there can only be one,
or Mortal Kombat, or
a mix of both.
Highlander.
Until there's no ends of fingers left. But yeah, let's stop jabbering, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I really, really, really enjoyed it earlier when I saw it. It melted my face, so have fun. Not holding any punches. If anyone in the chat can guess how many notes are in this first lick, then they win. I don't know, I'll give them something nice. Our man from Cytoxin, Jason. Here we go. There we go. Subscribe and go hang with the Shred Bros. So cool. So tell us about the other guitar players. Who are the other three guitar players?
Man. Yeah.
Was it 4 or 3?
The first, 3 others.
Yeah, it was 3 others.
3 others and me and Yo.
Uh-huh.
So the first guy, Jason, he was our guest after you.
Jason's in Cytotoxin.
Yeah, it's fucking cool German band, really awesome East German band. Yeah, Jason's a great guy. He actually ended up filling in for somebody. So we had, because for this first one, we weren't really, I don't know, we like, obviously there are so many people we could invite. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
How many guitars are out there? And I don't know, Yo had some ideas for some people. So we invited this guy, and he didn't end up finishing his solo. Anyway, so Jason essentially recorded that solo yesterday. Wrote and recorded the solo yesterday.
And filmed it.
To save our asses. And filmed it. So,
well, there you go. What a legend.
Thank you, Jason.
I mean,
that guy is
awesome.
awesome.
I'm not being funny, but if you've got a solo to do, like, what else have you got to do right now? It's not like you can go out, like...
he's a kid as well. He's a young guy. Maybe he's a bit intimidated or something, but obviously if you agree to do something, you should probably do it on time.
Yeah, you should always follow through. You don't want to leave people in the lurch. But it's just lucky that we also
extended it by over a week or something for him, and then he still didn't end up doing it. So I feel kind of bad for the guy, but life goes on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes circumstances don't allow things to happen. So maybe you can get him on a future one. But yeah, so the song sounds really good. Maybe not.
But Jason filled in and he did a great job, and I'm super happy he did it. So it turned out good.
Rest in peace, that guy's dreams.
Get wrecked. Yeah, and then the guy after him, second guy, it's Fernando Moreno. He's a Texan, American guy, and that guy can shred like crazy, man.
Yeah, he's really good.
Actually, I didn't know him before, and Yo was like, "Oh, check out this guy," and I was like, "Oh shit."
He definitely tears out.
He's you can see he's got some kind of similar influences as well to me and Yo. Some of those modern shred guys. And he can do like all that crazy pentatonic stretching and wide tapping. I really like those octave tapping licks and just super clean technique. I mean, just an awesome player. So I'm glad. I hope more people learn about him from this.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we're here to spread the joy of guitar and shred and metal. So
exactly, yeah. And then me, of course, yeah. I originally also, my section ended up being a bit longer because
I like the changes in it though. It was quite like very, very varied in riffage types.
Yeah.
Some nice.
Yeah.
Nice...
I mean, I obviously had the benefit of writing the song, so I can kind of like do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So I figured instead of doing just like some really straight solo, I wanted to do something a bit more interesting. So if you actually listen to that first part, the whole first section where I'm doing like this crazy arpeggios, it's like one of those grooves that's like speeding up rhythm grouping wise. It's like getting faster. And I don't know, it's like you kind of notice it, but at the same time, because I played stuff that fits with it quite well, it's kind of like
it's quite subtle. Yeah.
So I'm glad, I'm happy it turned out well.
Yo's section was pretty deathcore as well. There was a guitar player before that though.
Yeah, Kieran Johnston, dude, that guy is ridiculous.
He was the guy who guested on your Shred Bros today, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, yeah, and he's from Edinburgh, actually, and he's got a crazy band. We should check out his band on this show as well.
Yeah, what's his band called?
Perpetua.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
really
we
cool.
can definitely get into that. The guy seemed very talented, seemed like a funny, nice guy, so...
Yeah, he was great, man. I'm super props, like, big ups to him for coming on the show and... breaking his live stream cherry here.
Yeah.
and literally right before we went on, I saw him streaming on Instagram. So there you go. It's infectious.
Yeah.
Not COVID, but.
Dislap my dude. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the follow. With a tear in my eye. Ric Flair loves it. So yeah, no, the song's really cool, man, and the Shred Bros is really great. Even if you're not a guitar player, you can still get enjoyment out of it. You can see some really nice live playing, which is obviously something we can't really do unless you're in Denmark and you go to a drive-in gig or whatever they're doing over there, or testing. I don't know if you saw that. Like they're doing sort of amphitheater open air stadium gigs, but you driving in your car, and
the mosh pits will be insane, dude. And I've seen that meme.
Oh yeah. That
The
would be
mosh
like
pits are
Destruction
cars.
Derby,
It's
yeah. It's really sad though, because they don't even. Apparently, they're not even playing through the PA. They give you a radio signal to tune into, and that's how you listen to it.
That's a bit lame.
Yeah, and obviously you can't
Unless your
drink.
car's
You
sick.
can't drink because you're in a car, so it's like illegal. I mean, it's a good sentiment, but it's like the Fun Place gig or something. I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to work out. But how's things going over in Germany actually? Because you were able to go out last week when we spoke.
Now.
Yeah, super chill.
Yeah.
You actually
I don't know. I mean,
go on.
I was just gonna say, like, all the stores are open again. You have to wear a mask in like every store, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's good. If everyone's wearing a mask, then that's ideal, really.
Yeah, and then I think from there, I mean, the thing is that each state is kind of doing their own thing. A little bit, depending also on the numbers, because like
if you don't know, Germany's actually a really, really big country, so it's like,
Oh yeah, it's like 80 million, so. It's quite obviously there's a lot of different stuff going on in the south closer to Italy. They had obviously a lot like worse numbers in the beginning.
Yeah,
but
and obviously
overall,
over here in the UK it's an absolute disaster.
I don't know, man. It's crazy to like when you start to look at some of the numbers that are coming out. Like there's a number that like 40% of people who have died of COVID-19 in Germany were in old folks' homes. So
yeah, I mean that seems to be
40%, man. That's a
huge amount.
You know what I mean? And also like statistically here, we had something like 400 infected.
I think over here it's like 15% of the people are care home people.
Okay.
So it's I mean it's crazy. We overtook Italy like 2 days ago. So it's but I mean, people are. I'm hoping people are being smart, and because they're talking about. I mean, the people aren't being smart. Let's be honest. Like they opened Costa Coffee drive-through, and there was like apparently a 2-mile queue for a drive-through coffee place. You know what I mean? That's the kind of like I don't know. I'm just hoping that everyone can stay safe and do the right thing. Yeah. Don't go out unless you have to, because. Especially in England and the UK, it's not great. But I mean, no, yeah, I'm pleased that it's better in Germany, because I mean, just want to congratulate Morgan. He had his anniversary this week, and it's nice that you were able to go out and have a nice day out without worrying too much, because it's something you wouldn't be able to do over here right now, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. We're still locked down.
Sounds like we have we've had a different experience, you and I, from this lockdown, because
absolutely,
in Germany,
yeah.
It was never forbidden to go outside. Let's say the social distancing thing, like keeping distance from other people, obviously is just like common sense. So actually, I've been probably doing more hiking now than I've been doing, since I've been on a hiking vacation. You know what I mean? Like I've been going out a couple times a week for like 5-hour hikes and stuff, and I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't meet a lot of people. Like most people are still staying indoors, but like I'm not in the city, so when I leave my house to go to my car, I don't see anybody, and when I go drive out to the middle of nowhere, I don't see anybody.
Yeah, it's an ideal situation. Yeah. Over here it's quite the opposite, really. Like if I leave just to go to the shops to get something, I'll come across so many people. And people just seem to be ignoring the rules, like my neighbour's having house parties and one of them's a nurse, and it's like...
Okay. Well, no.
People just have to pay more attention to what their governments are telling them, pretty much, because it's... I mean, I'm hoping that... It's interesting to know how things are going in different countries, because I've been asking other guests, what it's like there, because it seems to be a unique situation everywhere. So, but the other thing is, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know exactly what's happening, but we'll get off this and we'll try and switch to something a bit more positive now, I think. So tour stories. This is what people are enjoying. Canada. When Morgan joined the band, Canada was pretty much, as he said, we need to tour in Canada, and I was like, of course I want to tour in Canada. I mean, I've never thought about going to North America before, because obviously I always thought going to America is a lot of hassle with all the visas and stuff like that. But after a small bit of research, it turns out that you can pretty much just rock up to Canada and, you know, jump in a bus, and they don't mind. They had visas.
They changed some things recently, yeah.
Yeah, they had
changed quite recently before our tour, anyway.
Yeah, I think they implemented some visas, and then people were like, but this is making it harder for us to be entertained, so just cut it out. And then they just did, you know. And that's So I think it cost.
I mean, I guess we'll get to the.
I think it cost me
some
like
of the aspects of Canada, though, dude.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say though that like the reason why you can't also like charge people to come tour Canada is because it's massive, and people don't necessarily want to tour there unless they're just doing the big cities or something.
Yeah,
American dates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they don't. They're trying to. They don't want to make it harder, is what you're getting at. But yeah. So I think it cost us I think it cost me and Giacomo $10 each or something to enter the country. So
yeah, that was sick.
So yeah, we'll start from the beginning then. Morgan, you were there before, weren't you? You went over because you're from Toronto. So I think
exactly.
you went over and you saw some famille. And then
I can't remember how long I was there, but I think it was only a few days, really.
Yeah.
It
was snowing, wasn't it?
For sure.
It was snowing.
It was mad snowing, yeah.
Yeah, so
crazy.
So this is how it happened for us. Yeah. It was April, and the weather was all good. We thought, and then me and Giacomo, we flew together, and we when we got to Canada, the snow was the most insane thing I've ever I mean, I've seen snow in the UK, but it's nothing really. It's because we just don't really get heavy snow. So I'm looking out the plane window, and there's, you know, it's just. I'm like,
another Tuesday, man.
There's no way.
Another Tuesday.
Well, this is. I had mad anxiety. I was like, oh my god, you know, there's no way we're going to be able to land in this. And over the intercom, they were like, yeah, don't worry, we'll be landing in 10 minutes. And we were like, no way. And I don't know what they have it with the shovels and they basically have
that's
like.
That's not how it works. So dude, it's like the plane is like this, and then, you know, under the plane, like when you come out, the wheels come out right before you land. But in Canada, instead of wheels, it's just a huge fucking like snow plow.
Snowmobile.
And it's just like shaboom into the snow, just like.
Yeah, so it's like just a sled, basically. No, but yeah. So I mean, it was amazing. Like they cleared a runway within 20 minutes of snow, which was probably a couple of feet deep, and it was the most insane snow I've seen pretty much ever in my life, I think. But yeah, so we landed right away, and it was like nothing. You know, no problem. If that happened in the UK, they would have, you know, shut down the borders. You know, they would have run to the hills. But no, so yeah, so we landed. It was pretty cool. I mean, we had to go through like checks. Giacomo got through right away, but I obviously looked a bit sketchy, so they held me there for a while. I think they held me there for like 15 minutes. The guy was just standing. He was just standing there behind the. I was sweating a bit. I don't know why I was even sweating. I had no reason to. I think the only thing that bothered me was my guitar case was jam packed with merchandise. We're talking, like, you know, it was. I think my limitation was 28 kilos, and it was 27.9 with just t-shirts.
You didn't take, like, because usually you fly with my guitar, but this time I got a new guitar shipped to me, so you had like you just had one guitar with you, right?
Yeah,
and the rest of the case was just like.
Yeah, I had the Scott Dixon one guitar with about, I don't know, 20 kilos of merch. I think there was like 150 CDs or something out of the cases, because we got cases shipped over there. That's a little tour tip for you guys if you want to take CDs with you but don't want to have the big load. Just buy empty CD cases in the country you're going to, and then use the empty ones that you take apart for breaks if you have stock.
If you don't want the big load.
Yeah. Some people like the big load though, you know. But I digress. So yeah, I was kept at the customs for a bit, sweating a little bit, but no, it was all right. We were let out, and then then we were met by Brett, our friend from APOC. He picked us up, and yeah, so like we'd just been in the plane for, I don't know how long it was, maybe 9 hours, 10 hours from the UK, something like
Even
that.
less,
Maybe
I think,
less, like
probably
7 or 8. We landed and we had like, I think it was an hour, not even an hour and a half drive, I think, that back to where we had to stay, which was in like the Tri-City areas. Is like, I think it was Waterloo we were staying or somewhere.
Yeah,
or
Cambridge.
Cambridge. So one of
Or Waterloo. Anyways, whatever.
one of those
Nobody
places.
knows.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, we took the drive back, and an hour and a half drive. It took about 4.5 hours or something. It felt like as soon as we pulled out of the airport, there was a car that was like turned the wrong side, and someone just started spinning out in front of us as well, and Brett was like, I turned to him just like, this is crazy, man. He's like, that's Canada, and I was just like, this is going to be an interesting trip, you know. So yeah, I can't remember what we did right away. I think we went straight to the. Did we meet you at the rehearsal room or something?
I think
me and Giacomo might
the
have.
next day or something.
Yeah,
'Cause I remember having to drive like from Toronto to Cambridge.
Oh yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
It took also forever.
But yeah,
It
we
was
went.
so snowy.
It was. Me and Giacomo went with Brett, and I think we met a few people, and then we went into the rehearsal rooms that we were rehearsing with, and we met Greg. Greg was sessioning for us then. Greg's the drummer of APOC. And so we got in there, and obviously it was snow and torrential snow, and we'd just been traveling for ages. And then they were like, "All right, guys, let's jam some songs." And me and Giacomo were there, just like, oh. So, but we did anyway. We muscled through, and then
Love it.
yeah, that's when I got to meet Angelo and a bunch of others. And I remember Angelo ordered the most obscenely large pizza known to man, and then it was like just 3 of us in. but yeah, no. So
Was it the square? Was it like a huge square?
yeah, I think it was like a ridiculous one. It was like known for being one of the biggest, and then everyone left, and it was just like 4 of us to destroy our stomachs. But yeah, no. So the rehearsal room was pretty cool. Then the next day, that's when you basically arrived, and yeah, we just started rehearsing with Greg. I can't remember where the rehearsal room was though. It was, I mean, everywhere was covered in snow, so it was really hard to gauge anything really.
It was like a little music. It was like a little music rehearsal room space in a basement, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, like all the bands had like little rooms, and obviously they were all friends, I think. So
yeah, it was like a little community sort of thing going on. They seem to be having
we
parties.
met like all the bands from that area and stuff, and it was like, oh, cool.
Kitchener, there you go.
Kitchener.
Thanks, Jack.
Indeed.
I don't think that's how you spell Kitchener, though. It might be actually. Thank you for the follow. With a tear in my eye, Ric Flair. Woo! So yeah, so we got rehearsed up, and we sorted out the merch. I think we got those cool Canada shirts.
Oh yeah.
And we were checking those out, and then I remember actually on the first day, I talking about the CDs. I had to then start putting all the CDs back in, and that takes quite a while, guys. So make sure you got a day or two before you head off to do that, or you can do it whilst you're waiting around at gigs, because there's a lot of downtime on tours, especially in Canada, as you guys will start to learn as soon as we get on the road. So yeah, so the guys in APOC they purchased a van. I think they purchased a new van, or not new, but they purchased a second-hand Dodge Ram 2500, I think it was. This thing was pretty cool. I mean, we were basically traveling with them, so it was like 9 of us. Was it 9 of us in the van, or 10 of us? I can't remember. But basically, it was like
9. Yeah.
It was a pretty tight situation. but the van had suicide doors, which I thought was cool. But yeah, I mean, one thing that's quite interesting, which you guys probably don't know, is that the standard transport is quite different in North America to, you know, because in Europe, the standards are pretty much a Mercedes Sprinter. Not saying they don't have those in Canada, but I mean, we mainly see Dodge Rams on the road. I mean, that's all I really saw as far as vans goes.
I mean, the car market's pretty different, obviously. There's quite a lot of American
made
brands and stuff. Or, well, Canadian American, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of the GM plants are in Canada and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was cool. Like we were meant to have a trailer. We did end up getting a trailer.
Oh yeah, we got
a U-Haul.
Yeah, there was the standard pre-tour issues where the trailer we had was like leaking or something, and then they had to rush around to get a new trailer. But I mean, it all worked out. When day one in the van, it seemed, I mean, it was quite snowy, really. I was pretty concerned because
we drove overnight to Quebec or whatever.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, it was really torrential snow, and we were just about to embark on like 18 days of traveling across Canada, but we were just like, let's do it. So our first gig, so we landed in Toronto, and then we went to the Tri-City areas, and then our first gig was in Quebec, which was, I think it was like 9 or 10 hours away, or was it more? I don't even know.
I think it was meant to be more like 8 hours. Like, knowing the distances, it's meant to be about 8 hours, and I think it took us something like 13 hours.
Yeah, because we stopped to get oil checks and stuff, which is also really important on a long old trek like this. But no, that was quite cool. If I remember when we stopped for the oil checks, there was like a frozen lake there that was huge.
That was a bit later though. That was on our way to Thunder Bay, or through Thunder Bay, Windsor and all that. The first trip was just one way straight through, but it was like through the night.
Yeah,
and then we arrived, and it was like a small bar type
Piranha bar, wasn't it, or something like that?
That was Montreal.
Or
that was
cafe.
Montreal. Something like It's quite a small place. It's a cute little bar. They were playing. I remember they were playing our favorite song when we got in there. Remember?
Oh yeah.
The track.
That was exactly what I wanted to hear after all that time. Yeah, and the guy was like, really rocking out to it as well. Just like, I love this song. That riff, man. It's like, that riff. But no, I mean, so that was for me. One thing you guys have to realize is obviously Morgan's very used to Canada, and for me it was like a totally new world. So pretty much in that 9-hour drive, we went from, you know, a very English speaking state to a pretty much completely French speaking state, really. And I didn't, I mean, purely ignorance from my end, but I honestly didn't realize that would be the case. So I was just like, okay, so we're in France now. Sweet. Because I just couldn't. I'm not bilingual at all, unfortunately. As much as I would love to.
I spoke to the crowd. Don't you remember?
Yeah, exactly. So it's the first gig of the tour, and I'm just like, Morgan, help me out. These guys, they don't care what I'm saying. And then everyone reacted to you, and that was cool. But no, I mean, it was nice. I think we had poutine for the first time, a couple of us.
We did the next day, I think, on the way between Quebec and Montreal, which was nice because it was like real, like dirty, greasy grill poutine. Like,
isn't Quebec poutine? I mean, I don't know the history of poutine. It's originally
from poutine. It's originally from Quebec. Sorry, Quebec is originally from poutine. So if you don't know what poutine is, it's basically like French fries with gravy and cheese curds, essentially, pretty much. Simple as. I wasn't actually a fan. I was proper hyped for it because I love all three of those things, but I don't know. I think it might have been just because I was so tired from all the traveling and, you know, just, I don't know. For some reason, I didn't dig the poutine. Oh, true. We had poutine that night at the gig as well. Man, we had a lot of poutine.
Yeah, it was like I think that might have been the other reason as well, because it was so hyped. Like, the APOC guys were just like, man, poutine is like the best thing. And I'm just like, I'm going to love this. And then I got a bowl of it and I was like, this isn't what I wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Josh, yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, like,
my palate isn't very open.
About Josh. No, it's not about the palate. I mean, it's not exactly the gourmet cuisine. Maybe that you're expecting. No, but I just mean like it's quite hearty. Like I feel like you're not into like a lot of hearty like heavy foods, you know?
That's
like,
true.
You don't actually like to eat like a loads of like one thing. You know,
no,
as where
true.
I like to gobble down repetitive morsels of you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Morgan.
Like, fucking yes, potatoes.
No food will ever go wasted on tour. I mean, Morgan will, happily consume anything for people if they need it done. But yeah, my appetite isn't ever huge, really. I don't know why that is, but sometimes it is.
But,
depends on my extracurricular activities of the day, I guess.
Agreed.
But yeah, so we had the gig. It was a smaller gig, but it was still pretty nice. It was pretty cool. The people were super friendly, and I remember
really
if I'm not mistaken, the gig was super late as well. We arrived at like 3 p.m. and then typical tour thing, and they were like, "Oh no, we don't even open till 11 p.m. or something like that," and we're just like, "We got to drive right away."
Nah, that night we stayed over.
Oh yeah, we did.
It's true. All the gigs for some reason in Canada were all insanely late, like way too late. Everything else was closed, and we were going on at like 12.
Is that normal, or is it just?
To be honest,
just what it is. No. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Because gigs, I mean,
people work early,
gigs in the UK are obviously super early because the laws of the noise laws for, they make us
pretty harsh with that kind of stuff as well. I mean, no bars can be open past like 2:30, I think.
Yeah, so but in the morning, for us, noise has to stop at like 11, like live music. Some places, do you know what I mean? Like some of the disco loadouts we've done in the UK tours, where it's like, all right, guys, thanks very much. At like 8:30, we're like saying bye, and then we have to be out of the venue by 9, so that people can dance to Slipknot or just stand around looking at each other while Slipknot plays over the PA. Don't get me wrong, I love club nights so much. They are really great, and they do so much for live music scenes. So keep going to them.
Yes.
That wasn't sarcastic at all.
Me there.
Oh yeah, another follower. Thank you, bro. Woo. So yeah, that was the first gig. We went and saw some stuff in the morning, did we not? Or did we? It was too snowy.
Yeah, dude. Remember that night you and me, we stayed. We kind of slept on somebody's floor, and it was like mad dirty.
Yeah. It wasn't.
And I got like literally sick like day one of the tour.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this is a little tour tip, guys. Try and sleep in a clean place. Because if you go somewhere where it's pretty dirty and you sleep on the floor, you're gonna get ill, and you're gonna make everyone else on the tour ill. And then everyone's going to be like ill, and that's pretty much what happened to us. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not fussy about sleeping. To be real, we're thankful for
sleep
anywhere
and in anywhere.
We're thankful for anyone that's willing to help us out. But when you wake up and your sinuses are full of cat hairs, it's kind of like. It's a bit problematic when you've got to go on stage after a long journey that day. But yeah, so not the greatest start, but again, they were still really nice, the guys that let us stay. And yeah, had a nice cat. But then, so the next day we went to... There was a lot of animals on the Canada tour, actually. A lot of nice animals.
There were...
And Brett's dog, Luna, was really nice.
I think we did... Yeah, we saw some stuff.
We went and saw...
in Quebec.
We went to
first before leaving, and like the old town, because there's quite a very old town.
Yeah, exactly.
From like 1700s, kind of like.
I remember we took some
old European
standard tour shots with cannons.
Exactly.
yeah,
canon penises.
Canon penises. Yeah, it's like a classic. Classic lads on tour
There was a big
situation.
load there. If you don't want to carry a big load, do not go see those cannons.
No, do not. But yeah, no, I mean it was a very beautiful city, to be honest. Well, that old town part was really nice, even though it was pretty covered in snow.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember having to back out of something with our trailer, and it was like,
oh yeah,
not
oh
easy
god,
either.
Yeah, I mean,
because the roads are quite small in that area, and we found somewhere to park beside like a hotel, and then
no one had ever driven with a trailer on that tour, had they? So it was like
no, and the van was already massive, so
yeah,
you can imagine how fun that was.
It was super full of people and equipment as well. But yeah, I mean, you guys all adapted really well, and no one really complained about it. Honestly, you all just like. I feel like some of you guys were like, I mean, I don't drive personally, so I was exempt, but some of the guys were just like, yeah, they can drive because, like, we're just not so confident with it because obviously there's a lot of risk involved with the snow and stuff. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
No, you're good.
That is definitely a good place to sneeze, by the way.
Yes.
Out in the fucking wild.
If you're out in the wild. I mean, it's probably still not ideal to be out in the wild if you're sneezing, but that's the best way to do it. But yeah, so yeah, it was a very nice city, but it was quite snowy. Oh, nice shirt. Oh yeah, John.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I mean he's talking to me because it's the shirt.
Oh yeah.
From his band. So pissed. I'm probably gonna play them at some point.
John was pissed when I met him. That's another story.
Yeah, John wants to come on the show at some point. John's a good friend of mine, and he's been passing out on, like, he's been having like Zoom parties with his friends, and I think he said he's passed out like 5 times on them.
So the sad part about passing out, no one can draw penises on your face.
Yeah, but everyone can take photos of them going like, yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, so I've seen John sent me some of the photos. They're hilarious. He's just like this. But yeah, I'm hoping to get him on the show sometime and get him to just drink loads and then hopefully pass out live on air.
Do a drinking game, like listen to the radio for 5 minutes and drink every time they say Corona. You'll literally die right there.
We'll just need an ambulance waiting. But but yeah, so Quebec was really great. Quebec's not the capital, is it?
Of Canada? No.
No.
But Quebec is its own province.
It's its own province, yeah.
I think
Quebec City is where we were, wasn't it? Because
I actually think Quebec City is also the capital of Quebec, but I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
It might be Montreal, because Montreal is like much bigger.
Well, Montreal was our second show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Montreal,
and that was the Piranha
Bar, which was awesome. Yeah, I really loved that city as well. It's quite. I don't know, when you think of North American cities, that one's really like, it's got like loads of iconic sort of looks with just like the traffic lights and the way the roads are really big and all the buildings and stuff. I really liked it there anyway. That was probably one of my favorite shows of the whole tour.
Same. We parked inside of a construction site.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was so weird, but they just let us leave our van inside of this construction site because, like, it's such a busy area downtown there. You could never find a place to park.
Yeah, they were just like.
And then when the gig was over, dude, we went for McDonald's or something, and I remember Kyle was just like chatting up these like construction worker chicks or something.
Nice. Carl was a bit of a legend. He was like well into the ladies. So if you're watching, Carl, we love you. Carl's no longer in APOC, but he's in a awesome band called Invictus, and I'll probably feature them at some point.
Yeah.
Invicta, sorry.
No problem.
It's all the same to me. But yeah, so that gig was really good. We played with some cool bands, actually. I really can't remember their name, but they were like a blackened death metal band from Serbia or something, wasn't it? Oh, goodness. Well, the main guy was from Eastern Europe or something.
I just remember the drummer from that band was like really sick.
Yes, yeah, I mean...
He was like insanely sick, and I think he was in another band as well that was like a little bit more... Where's Giacomo, man? Can't you like write us all the...
Yeah, Giacomo, you must know who we played with in Montreal.
Call in to the show, Jack.
John said that he was passing out on the streams because his friends are so boring. There you go. Pick better friends then, John.
I thought you were trying to prime people to say that we're boring.
Maybe that's what he truly meant, and he's like masking it.
He just wants us to get drunk. I'm drunk on life.
So yeah,
okay? John, water, and life.
So that night I remember we stayed with Sam, wasn't it? Sam offered to.
Was that in Montreal?
It was, yeah. Because we went and parked.
Oh yeah.
So Sam is she's a drummer, works for Drumeo, and she plays in a few bands. Really nice. Offered the place up to us because we had mutual friends, and with Greg, her fiance or lovely boyfriend, he was really cool as well, and they were both at the show. And yeah, we went back to them. They had a lovely husky, another husky, so many animals, and I really loved that dog. That dog's so cute. I still enjoy pictures of the dog on social media. But yeah, I remember there was an epic mural, if I'm not mistaken, where we parked up. It was like a crazy sort of like, I don't know where we were. We were in some.
It was absolutely massive.
Some residential
it was like
back street.
Wall front.
Yeah, it was
20 meters high or something.
And it was really detailed. It was really cool. But yeah, so that night we pretty much just partied, and well, we're not really partied. We were just chatting, weren't we? We were just having.
Yeah, we chilled out, had lots of nice conversations and stuff.
Yeah, because the gig after that was Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's not very far at all.
No, yeah.
By the way, now that we're mentioning Kyle, who is this? Who is writing?
Aaron. That's Aaron.
In the blue. Sorry, I don't know colors. But I do obviously know that Ottawa is the capital of Canada because I'm Canadian. I was just saying that I didn't know which the capital of Quebec was. I'm not letting that. I don't want anybody watching this who's Canadian be like, "What the hell? He doesn't know."
That guy isn't Canadian enough for my liking.
Like, oh my god, bro! Like, ew.
Aaron.
Yeah,
that's probably Aaron. Actually, he's probably.
It was Aaron.
He's probably.
He probably forgets I'm Canadian. It's fine. No problem, Aaron. We're getting to your part of the story soon. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting to his part. Bane. There you go. That was the name of the band. Giacomo's a legend. He did actually.
Thank you, Jack.
So yeah, Bane from Serbia, if I'm not mistaken, the guy is. But they were killer band. So yeah,
Montreal, great.
And then
Ottawa. Oh, Ottawa was sweet as well.
Yeah, it was that where
we played with the War of Ages guys.
Yeah, exactly. We shared a gig with those, and it was quite a nice big venue. I think it was like an iconic really metal venue that a lot of bands play at.
Yeah, it was quite a big open stage. You could watch on the side of the stage as well.
Yeah, cool. It was really, really nice. And I remember we got invited to go eat at some metal pub, and that was really cool.
Sick. They had all the burgers. All the burgers were like, I don't know, named after bands and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. There was like, I think my bag was Dimmu. Mine was Dimmu Borgir or Dimmu Burger or something.
Dimmu Burger
or something like that. But no, that was cool because that was like a hangout spot for loads of people, wasn't it? Like from the 70s, there was pictures of like Judas Priest and Maiden and Metallica all eating in that place, and they were kind enough to give us all discounts and stuff because we were touring and playing the show, if I remember rightly.
I think it was the owner of the venue was also the owner of the burger place or something like that.
Yes, there was
I could be mistaken, but
there was some sort of deal going on though, and I mean it was really great value if I remember, and we had a nice, I don't know, that was quite just a nice sort of situation, like a pub situation. I felt kind of like I was in England a bit because it was kind of just like everyone's sitting there shouting loud, and I think there was metal playing on there was like
for sure
YouTube or something playing on, and it was loads of bangers coming out. So
I remember, we watched like Beyond Creation or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know, that was cool.
And the War of Ages guys are really nice. I wasn't overly familiar with them before because they play slightly different. They're in slightly different circles to us because they play like metalcore more than death metal. But yeah, they were really cool guys. Obviously, they shared the date with us, which is, it's not something that bands will do all the time. But obviously, it was convenient. for them to play with us. So sorry, I'm just reading comments. Yeah, no, it was a really good gig, and still speak to those guys now. I'm pretty sure that one of them's watched a few of the streams, maybe watched the Shred Bros as well. So if you're watching now, guys, we remember and love you, and we want to tour with you one time, so we can when we're allowed to hold hands and do stuff that touring bands do.
Ring around the rosy. 2 full bands.
So that gig was quite busy as well. Obviously combining the two fan bases. Yeah. So, and then after that we went back. Did we not go back to Toronto? Yeah, because I remember
we drove overnight, and then you guys dropped me off at my house at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
I was like,
me and Brett stayed up all night, and that was actually like I got a bit of a complex when night driving. Like, I like to be awake with the driver and just keep talking to them and keep them awake, because that's really important at night. Obviously, if everyone goes to sleep and you leave the driver by themselves, it's a bit unfair. So, I mean, it's just something I like doing anyway. And getting to see Toronto when the sun was rising was pretty amazing to see, like, the CN Tower gradually lighting up. And
yeah, from my house it's super sick because you drive by, like, I live in this area called the Beach, or I call it the Beaches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure no one watching this knows what that is. Anyways, but it's like really close to this beach. And then when you're driving to the highway from my place, you're on the waterfront the whole time. And then you go up to this highway that's kind of like above the city.
An overpass,
tower and all that crazy massive buildings and shit. It looks pretty sick, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was like pretty amazing. And then we dropped Morgan off so he could hang out with his family, because I think we have the show in Toronto the next day, or was it
that day?
But we
you guys
but we were
went
there
all the way back to Cambridge, I think.
Yeah, because it was
like a Kitchener or whatever.
Yeah, it was like 5 a.m, wasn't it? So we were like, drop you off. You went and slept, and then we just went back to Kitchener and just slept. I think we went out and I think I went.
The next day was 420 and shit, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was interesting. Playing a gig in Toronto in 420 was really, really cool. I mean, the gig was packed as well. It was a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan.
That was one of the most fun gigs for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Morgan had a lot of friends out. I believe that was quite a famous venue as well. There's so many venues that we've played there. I'm sorry that I can't. I should probably take some notes and be able to
get the tour
fire this stuff out.
Dude.
Yeah. Get the old tour books out. But that was a really cool gig. We played with some killer bands again. God, the guy who was shredding. Do you remember?
Yeah, he was sick. Something with a V. It was something with a V for sure.
Yeah, and then they're a band that I actually like, so I'm just.
They're really melodic.
Giacomo, help us out, Jack.
Giacomo, where are you? The thing is that he's they're like 30 seconds delayed, so we won't get the answer for a while. So
yeah, it's true.
We'll skip it for now. It could be a V or it could be a C.
I do. It's on the tip of my tongue, but anyway, they were really good. If you hadn't realised by now, the quality of support bands in Canada was really solid. I mean, I can't really. There's some gigs where they were a bit funky, but a majority of them,
not in the big cities. We had some nice guys.
Yeah, so some that was
Tech Death guys also on the first gig. The Had Alone guys.
So I'm just trying to remember. Before Toronto, I think we went back and then we all slept because we were in the sort of area of where the band from. Yeah. And then afterwards, I'm pretty sure we went out to a mall, and because you went there when we went to the hockey mall, right?
No.
Yeah, that's when you were back at your folks' place. So yeah, that was a pretty surreal thing for me. Obviously, it's a very normal thing in Canada, but we went out to a mall to get lunch, and there was like a hockey rink just in the middle of it, and these guys were just having a match and just beating the hell out of each other. And I was like, this is incredible. So, you know, I just got myself a Subway, just sitting down and watching these guys playing a mad game of ice hockey and just demolishing each other. It was really entertaining. But yeah, ice hockey's super popular in Canada, obviously. Would you say it's like
I'm the only Canadian you'll meet who doesn't like it.
Is it the most popular sport there, would you say?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Hands down.
Yeah, I guess it's like icy a lot of the time, so it's...
Yeah, just people grow up playing it all the time, and there's rinks everywhere, and I mean, there's quite a lot of like lakes that freeze over as well. Like, you know, we were talking about driving by. I mean, the Great Lakes, a lot. You know, they have thinner areas where they're going through like whatever smaller land masses, and then they can actually freeze, so people can play.
And people just play on the lakes. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah,
I mean, that's so cool. Like that, it's that cold that you can just be like, yeah, this is now land. This is fine.
Dude, when I was a kid, you could just, what we would do, you just put down like a little bit of like plastic sheet.
Yeah.
Stuff, whatever, and then you just like water it.
Hose it down, and then it freezes over.
And you can do it in layers as well. So you just like leave it overnight, and then the next day you go, and then you can
make
get, like, a fucking really layer of light.
Vesperia. Yeah, there you go. That's the band.
Told you it was with a V.
Yeah, at least we're getting the first letters in. That's progress. But yeah, I mean, if you walk on a lake in the UK, you know, it's like walking on paper. You fall straight in.
I know, man. Jesus was from Canada. Didn't you know? Yeah. Jesus is from Canada.
It's true. It is true. I mean, just look at the
white, and he's from Canada.
Morgan's got a Canadian beard, and that looks like a beard fit for Jesus, if you ask me. Unlike mine, which, you know, is kind of embarrassing. It's a feeble beard.
You got the Frenchman's beard, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just so you guys know, it's natural. I don't like trim it this way. I physically can't grow a face.
That blew my mind when you told me about that.
I physically can't. I can't grow a face hugger. It's really embarrassing. I can't even grow sideburns. Like, but no, I mean, the way I look at it is that, you know, I've evolved and I don't need body hair. You know, I'm more slick like a dolphin.
Yep.
But anyway, we'll carry on from
enough of this.
Talking about
bizarre genetics and you know, slight elitism. You know, no big deal.
Slight elitism. Dolphins are the way forward. But anyway, so yeah, so we had the lunch and stuff, and then we made our way back to the venue, met up with Morgan. It was 420 day. Canada obviously is a country that advocates for having a good time with the old the party smoke.
They hadn't legalized it yet. Right?
They hadn't. It's true.
It had not been legalized. So it was probably the last 420 before the legalization. So you can imagine people were still like fucking bringing pitchforks and fire and shit. And the government would be like, fucking weed, and then just like burning the weed on the fire, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Canada's every day is like this. You know, going into Tim Hortons, people are just shouting, coffee! So, by the way, Tim Hortons, love it. Everything about
Saved us. Saved our lives. Saved Taylor.
Yeah, my God. Taylor, I can't wait to talk about some of his stories. My God.
Later.
Oh, that one's great. That one's so good. Oh goodness.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you have to. There's so many funny moments further on in the tour that we'll get into.
I don't think we're ever gonna make it to the end of this tour, dude. I know you already said that at the beginning, but
yeah, I mean, we've got 8 more potential episodes to do it, and we're already an hour and a half in, so we're gonna have to shut off soon. But let's try and carry on and try and get through this. So yeah,
sure. Toronto's already cool, man.
We had the gig in Toronto. It was really great. Got to meet Morgan's lovely parents. They were really supportive and really nice to all of us.
My sister, they all came.
Yeah, and Morgan's
they're used
sister.
To it, man.
Yeah.
My sister used to have like a punk band when she was like 15, dude. They're used to it.
Yeah, I mean, they were just really nice though. They were like, even being used to it, they were just more supportive than most, you know. So it was just really nice to meet them. and your dad was just very much. I don't know. You're a reflection of your parents. I think you can tell that you can tell that they raised you, which is a good thing. And so they came down. It was nice. We hung out with one of your buddies as well. His name eludes me. Francois. Yeah, and he was a really cool dude. We met a bunch of guys, to be honest, that we knew from the internet, like Marios from his band. His band played, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Yeah.
They actually disbanded recently.
Yeah, I've seen that. But Marios has got another project going, and I think the other guys are all carrying on. So, but yeah, no, he was a really nice guy, and yeah, I mean, that gig was just good vibes all around, really, especially considering it was your hometown show. It was like...
Yeah, dude, people were crazy, like, because obviously I think a lot of the audience didn't even know that I was Canadian and shit, and then you're like, this is Morgan's hometown gig! And then, like, after every song, people were just, like, chanting my name and shit, and I was like...
It's like, yeah, the hometown crowd definitely was good.
I love it.
And then, so the next show... Was that the London show? That was the album release show for APOC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this gig...
That was insane.
Yeah, so pretty much just... Or did we play Liam's show first, or was Liam's show the next day? No, I think Liam's show was the next day.
It was the next day, because that was the night before the huge drive.
Yeah. So we played APOC's album release show, and that was amazing. I mean, so we got there, and at first I was a bit like, okay, this is kind of weird. It was like a German social club kind of situation.
It was exactly that.
That's what it was.
The Schwabisch Club or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Schwaben, which is like a state in Germany.
So, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting venue choice at first. It was like, okay, Jonah was there, and he was doing sound, one of their friends, setting up the PA and stuff. And, so we didn't really know what to expect with it being like a... I mean, I used to put on gigs like that all the time in those sort of places, so it's not like uncommon at all. But it was just hard to gauge like what we were getting ourselves into. Yeah, with that night.
Totally. I mean, it's quite a rural area. Like there isn't like a center of the city or something.
This is about 2 hours. About 2 hours out from Toronto, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, approximately. With traffic, you could probably get there in an hour. But
yeah.
There's never no traffic, so.
Yeah, in that's pretty much the only place in Canada where there is traffic. To be honest, if I can remember, I think we got stuck in
Vancouver. Maybe.
I think we got stuck in 2 traffic jams through the whole.
Well, you get stuck in a traffic jam if there's a beaver crossing the road, dude.
Yeah,
there's only one lane, and you gotta stop.
You gotta respect the beavers, of course. Yeah.
Or the armadillos, dude.
Oh,
That's also later.
That's also later. Armadillos, guys. We literally saw an armadillo, me and Morgan, with our own eyes. But we'll get into that. But yeah, so the gig, so we didn't know what to expect. And then...
I was to be honest, just to update you on my sickness, I remember being sick as fuck at this point. So I was no longer just sick. I had reached, feverish and then sick as fuck. So I was lying down on the benches and shit, inside of the room. I just remember just sleeping and
just trying to recover, trying to get every second of recovery time and you can.
Oh, but dude, they cooked us. They had those they brought up those massive plates of pasta.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sick. On a trolley, wasn't it? That was awesome. Yeah. And there was dessert and stuff. Yeah, that was really nice. That was because it was a very sort of home cooking sort of style, wasn't it? Meal.
Totally.
And yeah, that was
for 30 people or
for all of us. Yeah, it was really, really nice. And sound check was great. And then so the gig started. Like we said, we didn't know what to expect. It was APOC's album launch, and then 300 people turned up or something crazy. And the night just went off. I mean, that gig was probably the busiest gig of the tour, wasn't it? I mean, it had the advantage of obviously. There seems to be a very tight-knit community there for the metal bands in that sort of Tri-City area. There's quite a lot of talent and stuff. And like we said, there was the rehearsal room we went to initially, and there was probably 10 bands in there alone. So, I mean, you could really tell that the scene was strong there. That's definitely a place not to overlook. And and playing as well, even though it's so close to Toronto. It'd definitely be worth playing gigs there whenever we're in that sort of part of the world.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think it's like, just to talk about the scene a little bit there, I think it's kind of like a perfect environment for like breeding metal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's always been a kind of relationship between like very suburban places and metal.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, when Bloodshot did our first album, we were all from a village, you know, which is 30 miles from anywhere worth going out in. So I can totally, you know, agree with it. Boredom and stuff, you know, and just having friends around like-minded is definitely good.
Really cool though.
But yeah, no, I mean,
such an awesome gig. There was so much stage diving. There was like some really old dude in the crowd who was just like constantly surfing and whatever.
Yeah, the crowd were really, really intense. I actually covered a Decapitated song. I covered Spheres of Madness with APOC as well.
That was so dope.
And just it was all cool. We had mad sales as well, and APOC had a really just successful time. So big up to APOC as well. They're a great band.
You're killing it, man.
Yeah, and that album was really, you know, did really well, and it was like a pleasure to be able to play with them on their release, because it's always a special time, especially for a new band. It's like their first album. It's really cool. So yeah, that was really nice. We got to meet loads of the homies as well, loads of their friends, and yeah, I've made loads of friends from that little time on the tour that I still speak to now. So
pretty true.
So yeah, so we had that gig, and then
Who else played? Ending Tyranny played.
Ending Tyranny, yeah, they were insane. I think they might have.
Was crazy.
I think they might have split up now, or they had maybe had lineup changes. But yeah, they were an intense tech death band. Really sort of set the standard for the night. It was like, okay, we better play well today then. Yeah. Kind of thing. When a band like that.
I remember my great aunt came to the show.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
that was sick. And she like literally somehow she was like related to Greg's brother's roommate or something like that.
Yeah,
like Greg's brother's roommate was like her nephew or something. I don't know.
It was like, I do remember that, and everyone was like, "This is crazy." But yeah, respect to her, because
she loved it, man. She really liked the show. She obviously stood in the back.
Yeah, I mean, she's your great aunt, for goodness sake. It's like, you know, you're not like a young kid or anything, so
no.
But no, yeah, I think that made the start of the tour quite special. I know you were feeling pretty unwell and stuff, but the fact that
I don't think about it now. Actually,
the fact that you got to, you know, see all your family and play to your family, because Morgan doesn't live in Canada. I mean, obviously, it's not like common knowledge of where people live in the band and what. But Morgan's lived in Europe for quite a few years, you know, working and stuff. So for us to go back there and for him to play in front of his family and to mingle with your family, it's really cool. I thought. I mean, I love seeing my family when they come to shows. You know, none of them are into death metal or anything, but it's always just nice to have them in my sort of realm, if you know what I mean. And to be like, this is interesting, you know, because I'm having to say, oh yeah, you know, even though this band's singing about killing people, they're being ironic. Don't worry about it, you know. So it's just a funny situation, because
it's good. But we don't have songs about murder, so it's fine.
No, we don't.
But yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so that was definitely the big highlight for me about the tour in general, for sure.
Yeah, and I can't wait to go back. I mean, we never announced it, but we did actually have our second Canada tour on the cards before all this hellish stuff started happening. So we would actually be on the way over there soon. But as soon as all this stuff gets lifted, I'm pretty sure that's the first tour that we're going to get sorted and get booked back onto. So Canada, we're coming back to you. America, I know you guys are probably like, but what about us? But we will get there. You just got to bear with us, because the expense is crazy to get to America. But I mean, if we release that pop album that we're working on, maybe a label will pay to put us out there. Probably not though. But yeah, so.
Dude, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through any more of this story, man. Like,
well, let's just do the Guelph gig, and then we can stop there before we, because that's when we kind of left
big
that
ride coming up.
Yeah, we left that part of Canada. So yeah, after that we had a sort of hangover show, is the best way to describe it, in Guelph, which is a sort of neighbouring city. And that was really cool. That city was a city, wasn't it? Or was it a town?
Yeah.
No, it is a city.
It's quite a big place. It's just very spread out. Everything out there is super spread out.
It was a really, like, a few really funny things happened. It was a very, like, quiet city, though. I mean, it was quite bizarre. Like, it felt really empty when I was there. But yeah, I mean, the highlight of that day, I think, was Greg was going on about how he's got like an irrational sort of fear. He doesn't like birds very much. And I don't know why he was talking about that to me. And then I was like, okay, cool. Because we were talking about fears. And then, no word of a lie, we were just walking back to the venue, and this geese was just standing in the middle of the road, like flexing on us. And it was just, I don't know, it was just such a weird coincidence that he'd happened to be talking about how he didn't like birds and didn't trust them. And then there's another funny thing is that we actually call them Canadian geese, this kind of geese.
They are Canadian geese as well.
Oh, they are Canadian geese in Canada. They're not just geese. Yep. Okay, yeah. Nope. But yeah, so this geese was like, go there, and then we had to run around him and stuff. I don't know, that was just really funny. But that gig was cool as well. I don't know if you remember the sound guy slash owner.
Yeah, he was super sick.
Super enthusiastic,
so
and had a good time.
I remember he was playing like Tesseract and shit. He was more into like the proggy stuff.
Yeah, he was just he was a really, like, at first we kind of clashed a bit because he was kind of a bit like, he
knows what I
know what I like, and this is my venue, and I know and I don't know.
And he was right.
yeah. Well, we never judged, we never questioned he was right or whatever. But at first he was a bit angry, and then we kind of just worked him, didn't we? We made him laugh a bit, and we made him realize that we weren't super serious, and then he kind of relaxed a bit, and he was so funny. He was such a nice guy to work with, and he was really good. That's one bit of advice is with your sound guys and stuff. Always treat them how you want to be treated yourself. Like, if you talk to someone you're working with like that, like shit, then they're gonna treat you like shit. It's just the way life is.
It can happen, like, when you're getting stressed out about a show that you don't also.
Yeah, I know it's not always intentional that you upset people, but just try and always, like, in general, guys, just try and always treat anyone working in the venue with the respect you want yourself. Because then normally everyone will get on. But if sound guy's being an arse, then you return it back tenfold. Because nine times out of 10, they're the only guy getting paid at the gig. so yeah,
good point.
But yeah,
dude, one thing I do remember.
Go on.
He had Sennheiser mics.
No.
We used Sennheiser mics there for the first time.
Oh yeah, and we purchased them.
I love this mic. Like, it actually changed my life, man.
Yeah, we purchased those. I mean, I got one which wasn't as good, but it still does the job.
That was just a legitimate accident.
Yeah. But I mean, SM58s are great, but I don't know why, but those mics just seem to be much better in a live situation, for screaming at least.
I love my Sennheiser mic, man.
I don't know what the difference is, but this is
mine is like it's like an actual condenser mic somehow.
Oh right.
Still
instead of a dynamic.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's like super sensitive, but at the same time has like this weird like anti-feedback technology shit. Anyways, whatever.
Geese are evil. But yes, so yeah, I mean, that was a cool gig, and pretty much that was the end of the Ontario shows, wasn't it? I mean, Thunder Bay's still Ontario, isn't it?
But we didn't play there. We just stopped.
Oh yeah, we did. So I mean, we may as well stop the story here. But pretty much from there we had to drive to Winnipeg, which was a 26-hour journey or something. Yeah. And we had 2 days to do it. But a lot happened in that time. So yeah, I guess we'll just get into that later. And that's part 1 of Canada Oh Canada. So yeah, hope everyone's enjoying our tour chats. It's quite fun to reminisce on these things anyway. I mean, it's quite fresh in the memory because obviously it's not that long ago, but it's
like
still
2 years ago.
Yeah, it's still making me, I don't know, it makes me excited for the future and to be able to get out there and make more memories like this, because I think that's what the best part of touring and being in a band is to make memories and to make friends and to be in situations you wouldn't normally be in. And
the fans were great. The fans were actually insane on the tour as well.
The fans in Canada were epic for us. That's why we
really
want to go back, and we will be coming back very soon. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much that on the part 1. We'll probably delve into it more later on another episode. Has anyone got any questions? We can maybe fire out some questions. I don't know. I haven't looked at Facebook or anything. I might have a quick look. If anyone's got any questions for us about anything, it doesn't have to be regarding the tour or anything like that. You can just fire anything at us. Otherwise, I think I wasn't going to, but I think I might play a song or something to finish off here, because we chatted for quite a while, so...
Should I say goodbye to everybody then now? Oh.
Yeah, you can do. It's quite late for you. So, thank you very much, Morgan.
Cheers, man.
I will speak to you soon, and
don't forget to tell people about how excited we are about playing Mortal Kombat. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat!
Oh yeah. This Friday we're gonna be playing original trilogy of Mortal Kombat, and gaming with me and Morgan playing these old school games. It gets really intense. So if you want to see some funny reactions and probably a lot of swearing, come hang out with us on Friday after the guests stream. But yeah, thanks Morgan. See you later.
Cheers,
I love how
guys.
I love how you're floating as well. I might have to get that. Might have to get that done.
Always gonna be floating, dude. Always float.
Alrighty. See you later, bro.
Peace.
Alright, so just gonna have a look and see if there's any questions. Gonna be embarrassed if there isn't. So yeah, I hope everyone's 36 hours was our drive. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, we'll get into all that next week. That was literally horrendous. At one point during that drive, I felt... Ooh. I don't want to listen to myself. It is Dimebag Darrell on my wall, yeah. It's a painting that my lovely fiancée painted me. So yeah, I think I'm just going to play a song for you guys and head out. I hope everyone's still enjoying the streams. Let me know if you are. Oh yeah, just I may as well promote Friday's stream before I play. So I've actually got an interesting development. My friend Sahil from Headbangers Kitchen is going to be doing live cooking streaming. And I've got also a friend, my guest is Jared from Earthrot, so it's going to be a stream over 3 continents. It's going to be very interesting to say the least. So tune in on Friday. I'm actually making it a bit earlier for those guys because obviously they live in the future. Kinda. So it's going to be at 6 p.m. GMT on Friday and 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you can come and hang out, please do. Come and have some fun with us on the stream. So I haven't really planned this, so I'm just going to play. I'm going to fire out with Vision. So yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you all Friday. thought that too. I'll still answer questions while playing, guys. So answer. Sorry about that. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. For some reason my lead channel